You ready? Here we go, everybody. Welcome to my American Whiskey of the Year tasting. I'm Fred Minnick, and I have been a critic in American whiskey for almost a decade now. And this is the first time that I have selected my American whiskey live on YouTube, or really live in any capacity. And let me tell you why I'm doing it this way. One, I really believe in letting people see my processes. I want other people to taste. I want other people to figure out what it is they like, what it is they want to taste, and find out what's their jam, what's their whiskey. This is a process that I've been doing for years, and hopefully someone can start doing this at home. And you guys have parties and you do blind tastings. And here's the thing: I am one taster. This is going to be my best American whiskey today. Yes, I have selected all of these products today that I will be tasting. But if I tasted it tomorrow or next week, the results could be very different. Now, this is a theory that I started to kind of create when I noticed at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition, we would pick some products that I felt like we would have picked differently the next day. And the reason why is because we are a product of our environment. What we taste right now, we are influenced by our surroundings, what we had previously, what kind of mood we're in, whether or not we got in a fight with our spouse, which I didn't, by the way. All that kinds of stuff is we're influenced by it. And we're also influenced by our genetics. And, we taste differently every single day. And sometimes the whiskey changes too. So this is a fun experiment for me. And I want to go ahead and tell you all what we will be tasting today. I've actually got a lot. Now, some disclosures for you. First of all, just assume that all of these products were provided by the distilleries. Not all of them were, but just assume that it's very difficult to acquire the mass amount that I have. We did buy some of them. We borrowed some from friends, but just assume that everything here was provided by the brand or distiller. Now, that's actually very common. Most of the competitions, the brands submit their entries. Unlike those, though, I am not charging like any kind of entry fee or anything like that. These are just whiskeys I'm tasting and making my decision on. With that said, you're down there at the bottom of the chat room. You will see a little money marker. Today, I'm happy to say that I will be raising money for the USO. So everything that you donate, we will make sure at least that half of it goes to the USO. The other half will be put into investing to new camera equipment for these live tastings. If you love them, please continue to contribute. And that's going to be the way that I'm going to be able to answer questions. So I've got a lot of things to taste, so I won't be able to answer them as freely. I've got two moderators out there, and what they're going to do is they're going to flag questions for me after someone has made a donation, and I will answer that question later on. Jessica in the back is my moderator. Go ahead and raise your hand. And I also got Douglas out there moderating for me. Doug's is a good friend, and he can make some good pecan pies. Am I right? I mean, that man can do some baking. So let's get to it. In the Tennessee category, for best Tennessee, we have Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof, Uncle Nearest 1820, George Dickle Bottled and Bond, and Pursuit Series 007. Now, disclosure on Pursuit Series. I am business partners with them on the Bourbon Pursuit podcast. Go check that out. Go subscribe to it. Great podcast. But Kenny and Ryan own that brand. I don't have anything to do with it, but they selected a very good Tennessee bourbon there. In fact, while we're talking about subscribing, go ahead and subscribe while you're watching this YouTube channel. We got a lot more cool stuff coming. Best non-Kentucky bourbon, that went to Woodinville, a straight bourbon out of Washington. A category that a lot of people are surprised that I have. It's called celebrity related whiskeys. And the reason why I have celebrity related whiskeys is because, look, celebrities are coming into the whiskey game. We might as well reward the ones who are putting out good stuff, or at least are being affiliated with something that's good. I also selected people that are not only picking whiskey that's good, but they actually have some kind of involvement with it. So Metallica's Blackened, Longbranch, which is a partnership with Matthew McConaughey, and Slipknot Number 9 Reserve, which is from Cedar Ridge Distillery in Iowa. Winner of the wheat whiskey is Woodford Reserve Wheat Whiskey. I think that's got a good shot in the finals. In the Kentucky bourbon category, this is where the juggernauts are. Old Forester Birthday Bourbon 2019, Booker's Batch 2019-2, Four Roses 2019 Small Batch Limited Edition, Rare Breed, which did quite well in some blind tastings for me, Michter's 20-year-old, New Riff Bottled and Bond, King of Kentucky, Cream of Kentucky Batch 2, William Larue Weller Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, Elijah Craig Batch A119, Four Roses Small Batch Select, Old Forester 1920, Maker's Mark Cash Strength, Henry McKenna 10-year-old, and two late additions. We have Old Fitzgerald Bottled and Bond, the fall release, and Weller Foolproof. Winner of the Blend of Straights category, Barrel Bourbon Batch 21. In the rye, we have Master's Keep from Wild Turkey, Cornerstone, Thomas Handy Rye, Dad's Hat Bottled and Bond, New Riff Bottled and Bond, Old Forester Rye, Old Wilderness Trail Bottled and Bond Rye. Actually, that is a bourbon. That is a rye bourbon. So that is a mistake there. That should be in the bourbon category. And then Pikesville Rye. And winner of the best finish is Angel's Envy Cash Strength Port Finish. So what I'm going to do, I am going to nail down. I'm going to go ahead and start my tasting. And it looks like we do have some. So Jessica and Douglas are going to be flagging these questions. And when I get at a point where I am ready to answer them, I will answer them. So Jessica, you got me in the back. Douglas has got me out there in the cyber webs. So we're going to go ahead and get right to it. I am going to start with. I'm going to start with the Tennessee batch, and the reason why I'm not going in the order that I called it is I don't want to jump in. And destroy my palate right away. I know what's in the celebrity category, and I'm not saying there's a palate killer in there, but there's some barrel finishes that are in that category, and I want to avoid that for now. So we're going to start with the Tennessee round. First flight, Tennessee. Yep. By the way, I want to say great job to Jessica in the back. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without her, so she's amazing. And Leslie from Whiskey is My Yoga. Yes, Whiskey is My Yoga, which you can find her on Instagram. Thank you so much for helping set up. Woo-wee. We're starting out good. This is letter K. Real vanilla-like. I really like this. Vanilla. Vanilla corn. Licorice. Caramel. Butterscotch. K is a really nice taste in whiskey. L's a little mineral-like. It's got that It's got that Flintstone vitamin nose. A lot of mineral. Less depth and flavor profile to it than K. And it's at this stage where I'm not analyzing the glasses. Normally, I'm analyzing the glasses for what they are. Now, what I'm doing is this is a fight. This whiskey is fighting next to K, and L is going to be out. K is going to be beating L every day of the week for me. So now we go to M. M's a very developed nose. Bitter. Pretty bitter on the palate. But underneath that, there's like some walnut shell, little hint of banana. M's got a shot, but I still like K. Oh, N's right up in there. N is N's like is pastry like. It's pastry like. It's very nice, but it's light on the palate. N cannot hold up. N's going out. So K, it's between K and M for best Tennessee product for me. Notice I'm not saying Tennessee whiskey because there's a Tennessee whiskey in here, and then there's Tennessee bourbon, and we all know that story. I don't want to get into it. M is very nice on the nose. K's got more depth. M has got like some gorgeous. M's got like an it note to it that I can't quite define, but I'm finding that K is just downright beastie. I mean, it's flavorful right out of the gate. It's tickling the roof of my palate, the back of my jaw. It's gorgeous. K is your winner of Best Tennessee. And so now, what I'll do is I'll put this little lid on it over here, and it will compete for the big leagues here, for Best American Whiskey here in a minute. And that's K is definitely going to be a contender. I'm going to go into the Rise now. Start with D. Yep. So Jess told me to like snap to it, and here I am. She's already telling me to slow down. Rise. Here we go. The Rise for Flight 2. Starting with D. D, you could say, is for dust, because this is a dusty, smelling a little dusty up in here. It's very herbally. It's almost kind of like a cough syrup in some ways, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. And then a big old bite of rye bread. So if you like those kinds of like old school ryes, you're going to love that one. So D will now be pitted against E. E is gorgeous. E is gorgeous. Will definitely be ahead of D, so I'm going to move D. D's going to be out of the running. Now, make sure you guys are hitting the subscribe button and telling your social media friends that, hey, come watch this, because this is going to be live. I'm going to be writing this up and posting on Forbes tomorrow, and there will be a press release that goes out on Monday. So the people who watch this get a head start on what is my American whiskey of the year. So going to go to F. A lot of words that start with F. Jess, you got a favorite word that starts with F?
Fun.
I did not expect her to say fun because she drops a lot of other words that start with F. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Oh, man, this got some complexity on there. We're talking about rye, but this one here is coming out of the gate like it's a big old, sugar spoon. Oh, man. That's velvety on the palate. That's gorgeous. I think my F is my leader right now, but E's still pretty good. Let's go to G. Okay, just by the nose, I'm not thinking that G has a shot. I'm gonna taste it anyway. G's a yeah, damn. I was ready to give up on it, and then it kind of like stayed on the palate for a little bit. So G's gonna stay. H is another one that's really developed on the nose. Taking H over G. Going to I. I smells like Play-Doh. I smells like Play-Doh. Again, if you guys are wanting to raise some money for USO tonight, half of every dollar that you guys donate will go to the USO, and that's how I'll be able to keep track of the questions. I got 2 people keeping track of that for me. And make sure you click and subscribe and telling people to tune in.
The other half.
I's nice too. So it comes down to basically the majority of the flight for ryes. I feel like I did a good job selecting ryes. These were all fantastic. Okay, so here we go. Let's go to J. Okay, J. It's nice in its own right, but it is not in the league of these 4 right here. Let's go to F. Just buttery on the nose, like a little bit of butter on a nice piece of rye toast. That butter just dripping down. I'm definitely keeping F to go to the finals. No matter what I think of these 3 here, I think F is the most developed.
You get to pick the top 2 ryes.
Yeah, so I'm picking my top 2 ryes. E's got a nice big taste of banana bread in there for me. And I's just got a layer of like sweetness to spice that is like got my tongue on like fire. Like I just had like a Jolly Rancher, cinnamon Jolly Rancher, and it's like lighting my tongue up. Woo! Oh, hey, Josh Hafer. Oh, that's cool. Oh, what's up, Jacob? What's up, man? Thanks that's really cool. So H is the drink, is the one I want to drink like every day. But this isn't my everyday whiskey. My whole goal here is to like pick the best American whiskey for me today. And I don't factor in price points. I don't factor in availability. I'm just selecting what I think tastes best. And H is amazing in its own right. I'm only putting 2 ryes forward for best American whiskey. And I made the decision that F is definitely going to be in that. And now I've got to make a decision as whether it's going to be I or E. So right now the consonants are leading the charge. The vowels got to get in there for the running. The winner's going to be I. This son of a gun, I mean, it's like taking like a Gatling gun of cinnamon all over my tongue. Some bitch is just wearing it out. Damn. I mean, I is a beast of a taster. Like that's one that I feel like I is like almost developed for competitions, because when you in competitions as a taster, you notice things that stand out more than you do the subtleness. And that thing stands out. Now, I'm not saying I like it over F, which I don't think I do, by the way. But that amazing brightness of cinnamon and I is putting it forward into the final round for me. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and pick best celebrity whiskey. Again, this is a category that you don't expect from a guy like me, but I'm doing it because I want to encourage celebrities who want to get in the game to do it right. And they seem to like awards. So here's to you, celebrity people. I is really, really kind of soft on the nose. I is a fun sipper. It almost sips like a. It tastes very malty. Some like black cherry in there, but it's very light. It's very light, and you know, you're coming off that really deep, intense rye campaign. I almost feel bad for it. Now, let's go to B. B feels quite a bit more traditional to me than A did, and I feel like this is one that, you know, has got a lot of legs to it. There's definitely some corn notes there. There's a little bit of like maple syrup underneath, but it's not overly complicated. Let's go to C. Well, there's some notes there.
Leslie asked, what do you think makes a whiskey stand out for Minnick USO?
Let me get to this. Leslie, sorry. Let me get through C here. Let me pick this, and then I'll answer some questions. I apologize. So C. C's on the back end. C is got some spice to it. There's definitely some depth, but I'm going to go ahead and eliminate A. and put this between C and B. So I feel like B I really like this. I really like this nose. I like the way it feels on the palate. This is an easy drinking whiskey. I could have this on many occasions. On C, however, I feel like I got to be a little bit more in the mood. There's some funk on the front, followed by some fruit. And it's solely for a matter of preference, but I'm going with B. I find B to be more in a traditional style. I feel like it's got more, depth to it. And there's some fun fruit notes in there that I don't pick up in the other two. So now I'll go ahead and take some of those questions that have been coming in. Again, make sure you all are subscribing to the YouTube channel. Just click the little subscribe button there. That's wherever it is. And if you want to get a question in tonight, we're trying to get through these. We got 30 something of them, but you can donate there. At the bottom, you'll see a little money sign. Click that, and half of every dollar you provide goes to benefit the USO. The other half goes into helping get us new camera equipment, which Jessica's on me to get some new camera equipment. So that's important. All right. So what do we got, Jessica? What do we got?
What makes a whiskey stand out?
And who asked that? Leslie asked, what makes a whiskey stand out? Well, in competition, there's a lot of things. What I'm looking for is like, what areas of the palate does it hit? How long? What's it smell like? Basically every whiskey's going to have between 15 and 45 seconds with me on like the first go round. After that, it's, then it becomes preference in some ways. Okay. Next question.
That's all that was the donations, except for Chris with the taking his wife on a bourbon tour. So I can help with that one.
Wow, that's awesome, Chris. I'm glad you're taking her on a bourbon tour. Where are they going?
I'll help them. We'll do that.
Yeah, I hit Jessica up. She's really great at that. She's awesome in a lot of ways, but bourbon tours, I think that's her jam. Okay. Somebody points out that YouTube takes 30%. So we are sending the USO half after the 30%. Good old YouTube. Okay, so now what do we got next? So what's round 6?
We not do celebrity.
Yeah, we did celebrities. Oh, we didn't do the thing
because you didn't go in order. So we have Kentucky bourbons.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
They're broken up.
Okay, so we're going to go to Kentucky Bourbon, Flight 1. Yeah, you got it.
No, I'm for the edit.
Yep. Kentucky Bourbon, Flight 1. Oh, sorry about that. And we had a lot in Kentucky Bourbon. Why is that? Well, Kentucky tends to make the best American whiskey. And you all might have pointed out that I didn't have an American single malt in my categories. And there is reason for that. Yes, I tasted a lot of American single malt this year. And I did not find that any of them kind of met my standards. And the closest was Westland, but just kind of a hair short. So I did not do an American single malt category this year. Maybe next year. So first, we're starting with letter O. Letter O. Oh, it's getting all up in my nose. Toffee. Caramel. Dried apricot. This is so beautiful. Wow. Oh, man. I'm just going to call it, putting O right out into the finals. Well, I'll put him over here, just in case I change my mind. Well, that's hitting every point on my palate. Like it's like dancing in the front, walking on the sides, and doing some things in the back that, maybe we shouldn't talk about. But O is so good. Oh, son of a bitch. P's good too. Damn it. Man, P is right up in there. P has really got some depth, some character, some caramel. And it's got like a little bit of a kind of like a burnt caramel to it. But I'm still not finding it to be as attractive as O. So I'm putting that over here on this side. And now I got to move through these fast. I got a lot to taste. So I'm not spending as much time with them as I did when I first, selected them to get here. Now we go to Q. By the way, every time I see Q, I think it's Star Trek. Did you watch Star Trek growing up?
No.
I'm
watching Star Wars tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Look, Q is really nice. It's very tasty. I would drink it every day of the week. But this is for the best American whiskey. And it has like a back-end licorice that, kind of throws off with the rest of the palate. And it just makes it a little bit more incomplete. And look, this is going to be a tough flight. So if you're a bourbon in here, you got to really bring it. You can't just you can't have a couple notes. So Q is going to go on over here to the side, but still very tasty. Just not up to snuff to O. Okay, we're going to R, which in the phonetic alphabet is Romeo. Any Romeos out there? Get some good gifts for their loved ones. I think I finally nailed my wife's gift this year. I think I crushed it this year, Jessica.
What'd you get her?
I don't know. I don't want to say it. I think she might be watching. I got her a bracelet that was made out of a hoop of a barrel, and it has the KY at a chain. It was a cut, and I got that at Sweet Mash in Lawrenceburg. I think she's gonna love it. And I got her something to find her key, so if she ever loses her key, she can. Oh yeah, R's all up on my face. Grungy, funky, sweet, and just dirty. This is when you want to get down and dirty and have a little sweet on the side. R's going to go in the contenders for this flight for me. I like it a lot. I like that a lot. S for Superman or Sally or Salad or S. Here we go. Flat on the nose, not really much going on there. Look, S is very nice in its own right, but we got a lot to taste, and it's not warranting me to knock out some tasting notes. Little oak here on M. Two oak forward, a little bitterness. Well, nice. Just not in the league of these others. V. We're on V already? Holy shit. Is that V or is that a U? Is that V?
Well, are they in order? Q, R, S, T, U. What did you do it before?
Well, I had M.
No. X.
I might have. So yeah, so it would have been over here. Yeah. So this is V.
Yep.
What do you got there?
This is X, Y, Z. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. V is like I'm walking into a barnyard. Got a lot of that funk going on up in there. It's very grassy, very very tasty, but you got to be in the mood for this. This one's very unique. But I can't, in good conscience, put that forward. However, I want to spend more time with it. But we're just looking at some juggernauts here, and I believe this is you. Is that a U for you?
Yeah.
That's a U? Okay.
That was Leslie.
That was Leslie's U. Well, this is a very nice nose. Vanilla. Lots and lots of vanilla. Ripe, rich, lovely, fruity. Everything you can imagine. Moving that forward too to pit against the next round winners. And then we got Y. Look at that. It's in the Oklahoma State Glencairn. That is my favorite team in college. Of course, I went to school there. Had 4 great years at Oklahoma State. And then a bunch of misery as a fan since we seem to get close. Always lose to Oklahoma. But c'est la vie. Damn, this one's good. It's on that kind of like cutting edge. I'm going to put this one off to the side because I may actually not like anything in the second flight of Kentucky bourbon. So these could be my 4. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. This is the first for me. This is a first really, for anybody like who critiques whiskey for a living, to do something like this live. And the reason why is like, I want it all hanging out, I want it all hanging out. If it looks dumb and I screw up, it looks dumb and I screw up. If it looks great, and it looks great. But the fact is that I'm trying to like educate people to understand that we all taste differently. Taste it yourself. This is how I do it. Join with me, so this is about the tasting process and picking what is your favorite. I think I got them all out of order because I grabbed them in different orders. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. I'm good now. I think I'm all right now. Don't worry about it. We have any weird, like we had last time?
Nope.
All right, so I'm going to start with double B, BB. Will it be the gun that goes forward? Cotton candy. Cotton candy, kind of velvety, kind of malty. I like it. This is going to start getting really hard for me. Going to double A. Hey, double A. What does double A remind you of, Jessica? Batteries? Alcoholics Anonymous. Probably never gonna. That group, I hope, never watches my stuff because we might send them into a bad place. Guys, I have yet to taste a bad Kentucky bourbon.
That's right.
These are all fucking good. And to be honest with you, like, I'm mesmerized. So I'm going to CC. When I hear CC, I think it's CC's Pizza.
Oh.
And misery. Misery.
Gas station.
I can eliminate CC. DD, got to have your designated driver, right? Okay, so let's get back to being serious.
Billy Ray serious.
That nose is vanilla. It's vanilla. It's walking through a garden on a nice Sunday spring morning, and you smell the floral. And hear your Aunt Rhonda yelling at you because you didn't put up the dishes. I meant to, Aunt Rhonda. Sorry. DD's definitely got some kick to it. It's got some flavor. But I feel like it's a little flat on the back. It's out. What does that say?
It's a Z.
That's a Z. So I'm getting an education in Leslie and Jessica penmanship.
No, I put the dash through it. So it looks like a Z.
Ooh. We got a marzipan alert. Can I hear it?
What? I don't know.
We have a marzipan alert. I smell marzipan.
Ding.
Marzipan.
Semper Fi. Yes. Somebody just donated $99.
Thank you very much. I was Army. I was the Marines. Never tried for the Marines, but I think you guys would have kicked me out for.
My dad's a Marine.
I know.
And my brother.
Yeah, your whole family's Marines.
Semper Fi.
Marines are awesome. I always felt bad for them because they always got the equipment like after us, and they like did more than us. But that's a sidebar.
People are excited for marzipan in the house.
Marzipan definitely is in the house here, folks. But it's on the nose. It's not on the palate. I hate to say it. We're going to have to let this one go because the nose, the palate didn't match the nose, which is very promising. We got a lot of good stuff coming up here. How many Kentucky bourbons did we say we're going to bring in at this flight?
However many you want it.
Okay.
That's what you literally said.
All right. Now we're going to Y. I fucking love this nose. I love this nose so much. Apples, peaches, bananas, dried apricot, caramel, cotton candy. This is getting up on me. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, why? Why is Y for yes? Oh my God, yes. We're just gonna let my palate just rest for a minute because it's still talking to Y right now. It's like Y is over there saying, "Hey, what's up? Yeah, I just did that to you. You a little more?" It's really good. Y is amazing. It's so complex on the palate. It's hitting every single spot. It's going down the jawline. Oh my God. Fuck yeah.
I guess.
I should have given you a mic back there.
They said they were going to donate to get me a mic.
Mm-hmm.
You can just mute it when you get tired of me.
I never get tired of you. You're great.
Kicked off.
Huh?
I'll get you kicked off.
No, you don't get kicked off unless it's in the front.
Oh.
But don't test it. Okay, so I feel sorry for Double E. Funny story, Eazy-E was like my favorite rapper when I was a kid. And my principal, I brought a tape cassette to the school. My principal got it, called my mom to ask if he could bust me for it because it was apparently illegal to have Eazy-E in schools in Oklahoma at that time. And she said, yes, wear him out good. And he took the paddle and he busted up the Eazy-E tape and then hit me. I think I still hold the record for the amount of swats in middle school in Jones, Oklahoma. And that hurt. They hurt. Okay, so we got Double E. May you rest in peace, Eazy-E. You're great. Uh-oh. Who's got the funk? Double E's got the funk. Who's got the funk? Double E's got the funk. So Double E, well, you got the funk and you're really nice and tasty. You don't have the complexity I'm looking for the next level. So, see ya. Now we're going to X for X-Ray.
X-rated.
X-rated. Yeah, there you go. Kind of a basic nose. Vegetal kind of palate. On the back end, some smoke. Nice, but not ready for the next level. So we got through the Kentucky bourbons, and I got 7 going forward. I feel like I need to pare that down a little bit. So I'm going to bring those 7 forward. I'm going to nose every one of them. And then I'm going to taste the ones that I think that I can cull. And this is where muscle memory comes in. And I know what I've smelled before. A lot of people will take notes. It's in my head. We know why and I have a connection. Probably best we keep each other away from each other right now. I don't want the whole night just becoming Y time.
They're starting a fund for me to have a microphone. I could fuck with you.
I think that's a great idea. I like that.
Fund.
The mic fund. The Jess Mic Fund.
Oh, God.
Okay, so Double A's got a little wood there. R. Smells like corn. Got a corn forward note. T's gonna. T's going forward. We got people coming by the office waving at us. Oh. V. Is that V or U? That's U. Eliminating O. Double B. eliminating double B. I'm having some Ascot malfunctions here, Jess.
You're like really earning it tonight.
What's that?
You're really working it.
I'm trying really hard. I'm really working hard. I take this stuff very seriously. I'm putting both double A and R forward. So that's 5 out of Kentucky Bourbon. Now, let's take some questions as my palate rests after Y is staring at me and saying, hey, pick me up one more time. What's going on? There's no questions? Do we have any questions? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break. Jess, will you get these lined up here with those and kind of like mix them up like you said you would?
Oh, yeah.
If that way I don't know what they are going in.
Well, they are, you don't know, but they're already mixed up.
Oh, good. But with those. So what's going to happen now is we are now in the final round. This is the finals, and Jess is going to take all these and kind of mix them up, and we're going to pick our winner. I'm going to take a quick break while Jess does her thing.
So these were ones that have already won in a category. So he knows they've won the category. So, but they are still blind tasting. They are still mixed up. And I doubt he even remembers which one won anyway. So. Okay. Let's see. He's going to reveal probably like the top 10. We're not going to go over all 34. But if you have a direct question on a certain number, you can get a hold of me at jessica@fredminnick.com, and I will let you know what each number was. Or I can release it later. It's already typed up. It's ready to go. Let's see. I think that's it. Yeah. My inbox is always full. So I need an assistant for me. I'm not the greatest at answering emails. I'm sorry. But I have other things to do. I try my best.
So these are all them? All everywhere?
Yeah, they're just...
So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Wow, I did a great job. I narrowed it down to 16. Wow. Okay. So thank you, Jessica, for doing that. Do we have any questions I should take?
Just go ahead.
Go to it. Okay. All right. And since these all won, I kind of have an idea. So remember, I'm picking top 5. Okay. So when I'm assessing things at San Francisco World Spirits Competition, I'm not necessarily retasting the blended scotch 32 times. I taste it once or twice in my head. I know where I'm going with things. So right now is what I would call like, I'm a little bit more judicious about what goes on my palate because I have tasted a lot. And that's one of the things about being a taster is when you are selecting something to be the winner, you want to make sure you keep some of the bad stuff off of your palate. I have an idea of what everything is. So everything I've selected has been solid. And what we're going to do is we're going to find out of what of the other categories might go on to compete here. So here we go. Double F, a little bit of banana up in there. Nice banana note, but it ain't got a shot. By the way, what was Double F?
Double F was...
So we'll go ahead.
Woodford Reserve wheat whiskey.
I guessed it. Yeah. In my head, I was saying it was Woodford wheat. Okay. So Double F, Woodford wheat. Congratulations for doing quite well in the, being what I thought was the best wheat whiskey of the year. That category, I'm glad you all did that because that category needs a lot of work. And that's very tasty. I just don't think it has a shot to make the top 5. Double H. By the way, I have no idea what these are. Quite interesting. Got some flavor to it. It's got a shot. Double G. Double G's nice. Double G's really fucking nice. The last of the other winners. Double I. This is that point of the show where I have to make some decisions. I'm gonna make a hard no here, and I'm gonna make a hard no and say no and Double I. And my guess is it's barrel batch 21. Am I right? Is Double I barrel 21? Barrel batch 21? It is?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So Barrel does a really nice job with blends. But I know what I've tasted tonight, and I don't think it could. I don't think it would hold up for me. So Barrel won my American Whiskey of the Year last year. So this year they will not be in the final rounds. So here we go. I am going to go ahead. Yes, I will answer. Do you want to do like a little? The letters are on there. That's all good. Not really. I remember like why keeps like looking at me. Like I keep looking at why and I need to like get a room, but I really don't. I have no fucking clue what any of these categories. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so we'll take some questions. Yep.
Someone just won a raffle for Pappy 23. Should they drink it or resell it? I've had a 10-year and a 12-year Pappy before.
I would be very disappointed in you if you resold it. And the reason why is like, if that bottle has a lot of power, and you could donate that to a charity and they could do a lot of good with it. And I would prefer that you would drink it. If you resold it, I would hope it would only be to someone that you know and trust and are really good friends with. But doing it just to make a buck, it kind of like that diminishes the whole like community in some way. We, kind of call them flippers when they do that. And not saying you are or that you are looking to make a buck on it, but I'm glad you won at a raffle and I hope you enjoy it with people you love and have a party. And if there's someone really special in your life, have them over and crack it open. Nothing says, hey, this is the hardest bottle in the world to get right now of all categories. Have a drink with me. So, do we have any other questions?
No, keep going.
Okay, so here we go, everybody. Again, I remember the Kentucky bourbons quite well. I don't remember the categories, and I'm not looking over here. Try and find out. Not to mention that just happened. Damn.
Which one was it?
That's K.
Do I need to get more?
Yeah. No, I don't. You're good. We're good there. K, definitely. I'm keeping. F is out. But what was F? Where did that come from?
So F was Pikesville Rye.
So F was Pikesville Rye. Number 2 in my rye, apparently. Or maybe it might be number 1. I don't know. I haven't. I actually, because I had 2 ryes come for, right? Yeah. So I should. I only had 2 ryes. I like the herbalness of I like the crazy wonkiness of I is like an old school rye whiskey, and I got to tell you, I like I a lot. I is going to be my best rye, and it's going to go on to compete for best American whiskey. But F is out.
Here's a good question.
We have a question. Go ahead.
When you're rating, is it 33% nose, 33% palate, 34% finish?
It depends. Every category is different. You can't rate like, and this is especially I realize this with researching rum. You can't take the guidelines you built in bourbon and go to another category. So like when you see like tasters cite the color of another category, that's practically meaningless because the other categories can add color to it. Now with bourbon, I am not a mathematician. I'm not an exact science guy. If you ever wanting a perfect equation out of me, you're just not going to get it. I've always been more of like a feel, someone who has a feel for something, someone has a taste for something. But I generally go heavier on the taste and on the finish. The finish to me probably is the most important thing. But here's the thing about it. Sometimes I get a flavor on the taste that is so damn good that I just I'll barrel it through even despite the finish. So it always varies. Okay, so let's go to it says 66 BB DD. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure out this lettering here.
Just pick your favorite and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's Dan.
finish when you're spitting?
How in the what now?
How do you judge a finish when you're spitting?
Oh, how do I judge a finish when I'm spitting? Well, that sure and the shit feels is still on my tongue. I can tell you that. And also, if I don't spit, we could have some problems. But I'll tell you that if you've been doing it long enough, you understand like what a finish means. There's a lot of different kind of like definitions of what a finish is. Like the basic average definition of a finish is like, is it smooth all the way down? If it's not smooth for you at any point, like all the way down is the finish. But on like the taster's style, it's kind of like your tongue and how long is it on there. Like you can taste and spit, and you'll still feel it on your palate for up to a couple minutes if it's the right whiskey. So you want to be very like cautious of like tasting, in that you don't want to because if you get intoxicated, you're not tasting. And so that like spitting is a way for me to prevent like intoxication. So it is it's a hazard of the position, but I do have to taste. I do, and I taste thousands of whiskeys a year. And if I consumed all of them in full format, I would, I mean, something. I may lose taste buds. I may become like a raging alcoholic. You don't want that. You're a taster, not a drinker per se. So, I hope that helps. Okay, so let's go to HH. Yeah, that nose is telling me it doesn't belong, but let's see what the taste says. HH was very nice, but I get a little bit of a earthy kind of construction material on the back end, so HH is out. What was HH? Curious.
HH was Woodinville.
Ah, Woodinville, the winner of the best craft or the best non-Kentucky bourbon. So congrats for making it this far. So let's go to, what do we have here? B. All right. B is still going to be in the running. So now we bring in the bourbons. So the non bourbons, is EE a bourbon? Don't say what it is, but is it a bourbon? Nope. Yeah, it is a bourbon. Okay. So we have the majority of bourbons in here, and now we go into like a full blown taste off. We've got 9 in here. We've known some that are eliminated, and we even said what they were. And I want to commend especially Pikesville and Woodinville, which were very firm on the palate, and we're doing quite well. So now here we go. I'm going to take all these off. Let a little air hit all of these at the same time, so there's none of them get any kind of any of them get any more air than the others. While I sip some water. Well, let's go ahead and take some questions here, because we're about to get into the deep of it, and I'm not gonna. Once I go in my trance here, I'm not gonna talk. I will try to talk. I'll try to communicate, but I'm really barreling in. I am going to be trying to pick my best whiskey, and I have plenty. Jessica, thank you for the very good pours. Let's see if we have any questions before I get into it.
I have a good one. Do you prefer Jed or Fresica? For me and you.
What?
Jed or Fresica?
That
was a joke.
Yeah, probably Durf. Throw it back at you.
How do you pick up tasting notes? They're still a rookie at this.
What's that?
How do you pick up tasting notes?
Basically, think about everything you've ever tasted, chronicle it, write it down, and then you have a library of tasting notes. And like that's how you do it. Is you basically think about all the things you've tasted in your life, in your favorite things that you like, and that helps.
What is your nose technique? Do you use both nostrils at once?
I use both nostrils separately and at once. So a little bit of everything. Shall we get into it?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So let's go to R. And there's got that kind of like that sweet honey nose and some bitterness to it. I'm keeping R, and if I recall, was this R? Yeah, R. Yeah. If I recall, R is that a Tennessee?
Nope.
No, not a Tennessee. What is it? No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. But I'm keeping R. We got K. Keeping K for right now. I. Nose is not favorable to I in comparison to the other two. I is out. I is out. But I was very tasty. What was I?
I was Thomas Handy Rye.
So
Loud, they can't hear me.
So Handy Rye is out, and Handy Rye won best rye. That's the last rye in the category. I don't have any other ryes in here. So Handy Rye is out. I'm not touching Y. Double E. Double E is staying. T. Need to retaste T. I had too much water in my mouth when I put that in there. Putting T off to the side. If these other three don't marry up to T, then T will come in. And I should probably taste Y one more time. It should be noted too that in this format, color really doesn't matter. Like I cannot really assess the age because it's kind of dark in here, and the color of my desk is the same color as most of the bourbons or close to it. And so like I can't go back and forth and make an assessment on age based on proof or age. So that's important to note. Double A is a little woody, but damn, I like how it feels on the tongue. I mean, it like kind of vibrates a bit of it pulsates a bit of like a vanilla note in there. I'm going to put this over here too. B is going to be out. Well, nice. It just B, yeah. Or what is this letter? B. B. Well, has a lot of like depth to it. It's very nice. I mean, we're in the thoroughbreds here, and it just doesn't have it. What is B? So B is Slipknot number 9 reserve. So that means Slipknot's whiskey won best celebrity whiskey for me. So congratulations to Cedar Ridge for that and making it really to my finals. That's a big win for them. Okay, so we have D here, or o, B or O or U. I don't know. I don't know this penmanship. Yes, that's staying. So I think I have my top 5, but I need to just like confirm that I haven't tasted Y in a while. Although it was trying to like grab me and do things to me earlier. Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah, so Y continues to like be all up on me. So I need to taste T and double A one more time. I'd like to say that whatever. So this is my top 5 here, but whatever happens to T and double A, these are great whiskeys, and I applaud you for making such fantastic whiskey. May I get a re-pour on T, please? Double A is very powerful. I'm going to have to keep that in here. I'm at a very much. I'm in a difficult position here. I think we need. Are you missing it? We are missing whatever T was. It happens. We've it's been a challenge actually from an organizational standpoint, because we have been traveling a lot, and we got to like, and I've also been filming a lot of different things I can't talk about, unfortunately. And I know we're gonna have to do a double E, and then I'm gonna go ahead and say double A too. And so double A. Yeah. So I appreciate everyone's patience on this. These are not easy decisions, because you know that you want to do it right. You know, you want to make sure you make the best decision for you in that moment. And I've been tasting some very nice whiskeys here, and what letter is that, by the way? That's T. And that's why. Yeah. All right, so here we go. I'm going to have to select the top 5 out of this. I'm putting Y over here. I don't know what it is. It's amazing. Y keeps like fucking trying to get up in me. K's got to go in my top 5. I need to eliminate R. R lacks the complexity. It's a sumbitchin' like cornbread loving on the back porch drinking with your friend. It is so good. But we're looking at some juggernauts here. I mean, so R is out. And Jessica, would you care to tell us what R is?
Yes, it is Booker's 2019 batch.
So Booker's 2019 batch 2, which made it to the finals, is out. And that was actually going to be my guess. That's my favorite Booker's this year by far. All right, double A. Got a big old wood note there on the end that I didn't get last time. And so when you're analyzing things, you sometimes look for things you don't like. And with double A, I found something. I found that I didn't like the back end wood. Going to V. Keeping V. Keeping double E. That's a T. Keeping T. Eliminating double A. Tell us what double A was, Jess.
Double A was Elijah Craig A119.
So Elijah Craig A119 was double A, and it has been eliminated. But I firmly say it came in 6 for tonight's tasting. And if you will give me a minute, I need to go get some water.
Okay,
You sure?
Yep.
All right. How about it for Jessica, everybody? Isn't she great? So here we go. These are my top 5. I need to rinse my palate out before I get into it. And I will say that I do apologize for the length of this, but this is a natural process. Although I am talking to you, these are things, if I wasn't talking to you, I'd be writing notes. So this is how long that it takes me to actually decide something of this magnitude. And when you get rushed, when you push too hard, sometimes you miss something. So, like for example, when I decided to keep double E, I just tasted it and I knew there was something to it. And I'll tell you that I didn't know that double A would have like this kind of like this hint of wood to it. And then when I tasted it another time to start like looking for like flaws, which is different than looking for like attributes, at this level, I didn't know. So that's how long these things take. And sometimes you get really surprised. Now, so I'm going to tell you what we have. We have T, double E, V, K, and Y. What categories are these? Are these all? I think these are these all Kentucky bourbon, Jess? Or is K, what is K? No, I don't want you to tell me what it is, but is K like, what category is K? K is not a Kentucky bourbon, but is T? Don't tell me what it is, but what category is T? It is a Kentucky bourbon. Okay, what is double E? Double E is a Kentucky bourbon. Okay, and V? V? V as in Victor. Oh, okay. I was like, as long as, you tell me, is that V? It is a Kentucky bourbon. Okay. And then Y? No, the K, yeah, so that Y is a okay, so we have 4 Kentucky bourbons and 1 non-Kentucky bourbon. Is that accurate, Jess? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why are you hesitating here? I was trying to go, what were your numbers again? Yeah, you're right. Okay. All right. Here we go. Going to T. It's E. B. I like that one a lot. Okay. Man, Y is all up on me. That fucking thing. It just won't stop. We may have to. We need to just like let others have a chance. We just slow down. Tea's fantastic. It's got some wood forward notes though. Tea's definitely going to be on the bottom end here. I need to like make sure I feel firmly that T is number 5. Double E, feel the same way. It's right ahead of T. K is interesting to me. Like K is like, it's not like it hits the back of your throat kind of palate and then it goes forward. And it's like invigorating. It's like it hits your palate so differently that you're like everything. Most whiskeys start like they're at the middle or the front. This one starts at the back and goes forward. And it's like, as a taster, like you're used to like everybody throwing a curveball or a fastball. and you get a slider or like a knuckleball and you like pay attention to that, it's like, oh, it's so different. Some bitch. That's good. But so now I need to decide whether I like K more than I like V. I don't know if I do.
Don't fall off the number.
Yeah, well, it's muscle memory at this point, Jessica. So now V. May I get a re-pour of V? Or what of UV, whatever this is? It's the one you said, Kentucky Bourbonish. That's you? Okay. Are you sure that's you? Yeah. All right. So, well, Jess is doing a re-pour. Let's take some questions. I can read a little bit. I need to read, so Corey, I'm sorry you don't have someone to do a report for you, but in time you will.
That was the sample bottle, so this is all we have left.
That was it?
No, that's all we have left.
That's all we have left.
So sip slowly.
Got it. Thank you. Okay. Pretty sure that Y found me long ago and said, "You're the one. You are the one." But then I came across you, and you was like, "No, just give me a shot. Just let me have a moment with you, romp in the hay. Maybe this can be something special. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But let's see what it tastes like." Again, I am tasting, I am selecting based on my taste and what I like. And we've already eliminated a lot. And we know that we're basically down to mostly bourbon. I am confirming Y will be my best American whiskey. That son of a gun was all up on me all night, staring at me when I put it down, and then talking to me, whispering in my ear, saying, "Pick me back up." So let's get to it, Jessica. What do you say? Well, should we take some questions?
No, let's just do it.
Let's just do it. Okay, coming in at number 5, we've got T.
These were in order, and I just dropped them. Here you go. You want to open it?
Can you open up for me, please? So Jessica's opening up T. Four Roses limited edition small batch, which, let me tell you something. I have tasted that many times. It is absolutely fantastic. So I'm very glad to see that it's in my top 5. This is great whiskey, everybody. Great, great, great whiskey. And that pleases me to see it's in the top 5. Okay. At number 4, Double E. Oh, a bourbon you can buy every single day. Cracked my top 5. Beat a limited edition juggernaut. Old Forester 1920. Old Forester 1920 coming in at number 4. Now, it should be noted that I do drink this regularly. And I'm just going to straight up tell you, it's great, great whiskey, especially for the money. It comes in under $60. You can find it in most markets. It is 1,000% superb. I am so glad to see that in my top 5. Oh, I got to tell you what it is. K is number 3. Can you open it? Coming in at number 3, Uncle Nearest, 1820. That is kind of an upset. Uncle Nearest 1820 is a Tennessee whiskey or bourbon, or it's a whiskey out of Tennessee, and they are absolutely pushing the needle. 1820 is their single barrel product. This was purchased in a store. This was quite good.
Okay.
All right. Oh, what's number 2? You.
Is that a U or a V?
Well,
U. We did have more. I just haven't.
coming in at number 2, Michter's 20-year-old. Michter's 20-year-old. Absolutely fantastic whiskey. I thought it had a real shot at winning it all, and it did not. I mean, why? But why was so good? But Michter's 20 was right. It was really the only whiskey that I tasted that I thought had a shot of beating Y the whole night. It really was. And I think that is to say that Y, I don't know what it is. I haven't seen the envelope, but this is one of the best things that I've ever tasted in my life. It's amazing. Let's find out what Y is. Ladies and gentlemen, King of Kentucky is my American whiskey of the year. That I did not see coming, but that's really good stuff. I mean, you guys saw this. Y was all up on me, and it did not let go. Yeah. I love me some Y, which we find out is Cream of Kentucky. I have no idea. Just write down the batch number and bring it in. Yeah. Y was really good. What are the questions we have here? I'm really kind of so here's what we know. For my palate, this year, take a look at all these. They all have rye in the mash bill. There's no wheat in here. There's no and there's one. They're mostly Kentucky bourbons. I don't think that should surprise anybody. So inconclusive. We'll get back to you on what the batch of Cream of Kentucky is, or I'm sorry, King of Kentucky. But the I really seem to like gravitate toward products that have rye in them, and I like maybe this year I'm in a spice mood, but Cream of Kentucky. This what's in my glass right now. I'm just telling you all, is one of the best things I've tasted in my lifetime. It's fantastic, and I knew it as soon as I tasted it that pretty much everything else didn't stand a chance, and I was rather. I was not. I did not know what that was when I tasted it, and I tried to not think about what I'm tasting from a product perspective when I'm tasting it. But this doesn't surprise me. I liked it last year a lot, and this year is fantastic as well. So, are there any questions we should address before we head out?
There are a lot, but maybe not. We can follow up later. All right, we can do another podcast with questions. It's been so long.
Yeah, we've been at this for a while, right?
Yeah.
How about it, everybody, for Jessica? One more time, congratulations to Cream of Kentucky and Michter's 20-year-old Uncle Nearest 1820, Old Forester 1920, and Four Roses limited edition small batch. These are my top 5 American whiskeys of the year. Thank you all so much for joining. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on the way out. And make sure you're following me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Just search my name, Fred Minnick, and go subscribe to the Spirits Network, to my magazine, Bourbon Plus, and all the other cool things that I'm doing. I'm having a lot of fun right now. It's mostly surrounded around bourbon. I love me some bourbon. So cheers, everybody.